How do you go from a single planet to a dominant force in the galaxy? It all comes down to your first 20 years. Today I'm giving a complete every click guide, no cuts and no secrets, showing you exactly how I build a powerhouse empire from day 1 to year 20. There will be tips for any build and any playthrough. This also marks the start of season 3 of the Every Click series for my $5 members. In this season, we're rushing down the crisis path to set the galaxy ablaze, and then we will prepare for a 25 times endgame crisis. This first episode is free for everyone, but episode 2, along with 2 other full seasons of binging, is waiting for you right now. Normal free content is going nowhere. There's no pressure to sign up. Members help support the channel tremendously. Thank you so much if you do sign up. Now, let's get into it. This is the empire we will be running, the Sanctum of the Eternal Ember. However, the start is not going to be too empire specific. There will be a little bit, but I'm going to try and keep it as general as possible. Then in future episodes, we'll get more and more specific, as of course we're using the Red Giant Infernal Origin, the Red Giant. This is going to help us rush down the crisis path, although we're not going to be super rushing it down. We will walk through the elements of this build as we are playing, but one of the key differences to this empire is that Tankbound uses automation to work the basic jobs, and that's going to be different to if you're playing a different empire. However, we will point this out while we're playing, and this is going to give you still a good start no matter the build or empire you're playing. This run through is playing at Grand Admiral with 0 scaling on a huge spiral galaxy. I like to mix it up in these bigger playthroughs because we have a lot more time to spend on it. We have 30 empires, 6 fallen empires, 25 times crisis, the standard of all the rest of the settings, including even end and mid game year. Everything else I have not touched. And we're going to play. Now, thank you if you are supporting this series or previous series. This genuinely does help the channel a lot, and the reason I do these member series is because it helps fund the channel, my life, the editors. This takes away the unpredictability of views and relying on that. With a steady membership income, it really helps out the channel. This isn't replacing any other videos. These take a fraction of the time to record, and I don't edit them, so there's no editing cost, no editing time. This is purely additional, and I enjoy doing it, but it would suck in the algorithm if we carried on till episode 8. The first episode usually does quite well because it's episode 1, there's no barrier to entry. If you don't watch episode 1, you're not going to watch episode 8, hence why series don't do well on YouTube, but this series has had loads of positive comments about helping them, especially in the later mid-game, which I usually skip quite a bit over because it can get tedious and extend normal edited videos out. Very grateful if you do decide to support. If not, free videos still be on the channel in the same edited format. Now let's get into the gameplay. Now you will start with an origin with all the nice lore, and this start will kind of show you what to do with an origin that is active early on. We're going to click begin. The first thing we're going to do is look at the ginormous galaxy and be scared a bit. I can also notice the Chosen has spawned, so we're going to be careful about exploring any wormholes if we're not ready. But next we're going to look at research options. Now these physics and society and engineering buildings are very, very good. They give a bunch of jobs, 200 of physics. Bear in mind that normal research labs give 60 of each, but it also on top gives +1 per 100, which means for every 100 you're getting 1 extra science. And they already only produce about 8, I believe. So this really ramps up your science production. They're a very good building to go early on if you have the research option. If you have the research option for it. If not, research speed is very good, or energy. And like here in the society, we did not get it, so we will just go for the unity. A bit annoying though. And in engineering, we are going to go for the materials workshop. Some origins and civics will give you guaranteed tech options like assembly patterns. We will try and go this after materials workshop, as it will be nice because it's going to help out our civics. On top of this, some civics give you unique starting bonuses, like Fire Cult is actually giving us Fire Dancers, which give more unity, amenity, and stability, so that's going to help us out a bit here. It does mean we do not need amenities, so what we're going to do is just get rid of the Holo Theatre. It's giving us a 2 energy upkeep, it's taking up consumer good upkeep from the jobs, and it's only producing 2.59 unity, which is nothing compared to what we're getting from the priests, so we're going to get rid of that. We also do not need strongholds. Our origin, or civic, sorry, doesn't let us even work the soldier jobs, so let's remove that. That's just going to make unemployed pops that will eventually go to civilians, but they'll probably actually work a job eventually. We're also going to get rid of the enforcers since crime is not an issue on our planet, and that's going to free up some stuff. All it does is raise stability by 1, which is not worth it. Next up, we have spawned in a nebula, so we have less vision than you might have. If you see a planet, immediately go and survey it, especially if it's your guaranteed, which will be the same class as your starting planet, which we are volcanic, so we're looking for those. So instead, we're going to go and explore that way. And then with the science ship, we're going to split the fleet up and send the one leader off to explore. Our main mission, very early game, is to find exactly where our planets are so we can survey them, build starbases, and importantly, get the planets up and running. The quicker we get the planets running, the quicker we get the pops growing on there, so we can work the jobs to get the resources. So it is a massive race to get them, and spawning in a nebula is a bit sad, because we do want them. I'm also going to come over to our starting starbase and get a Hydro Bay. This is because crew quarters is pretty useless right now. It's got a 1 upkeep, and all it does is reduce docked upkeep by minus 25%. When we only have 2 ships there, because we're sending 1 away, it's not going to do much. The Hydro Bay instead will have a 1 energy upkeep and produce 10 food. We can sell that food, or if you do require food, which we don't now, you could actually unwork some food jobs because the starbase is producing it, meaning your pops can go elsewhere. Now we do have negative energy, so we are going to have to try and fix that. So we will just buy 8 monthly, and then we'll buy like 10 minerals because we're wasting some trade on energy. We are going to go a little bit negative in trade, but that's fine. We want to try and get minerals as soon as possible so we can start building on our planet. Other things you can do is look at your edicts. Because we're spiritualists, we start with Veneration of Saints, which gives our fire dancers, or priests, 20% more output. This is a instant pick. Why would we not do that? It's free because we're under the cap. Going over this cap would then eat into our unity, but at the minute it's not. We'll also may as well put Fortify the Border on for extra starbase capacity and upgrade speed. We will be using starbases to produce food like we saw and trade. We do not want to shift our ethics, so we're not going to activate that. Everything else we're going to keep standard for now. I am torn between switching off Expansionist to go to Isolationist straight away, because Expansionist reduces the outpost build cost, which means you can expand for a little bit cheaper alloys and influence. However, if we go to Isolationist, we would get 10% unity. Now, because of our civics, especially Fire Cult here, which is giving us that unity, I think we don't need Isolationist because we have such a nice early game unity production. So we can actually utilize getting better resources, or saving resources. But if you are struggling for unity or want to get even more, consider going down Isolationist. With that starting, we can play. We will may as well go to fast just to get ticking. And after the first month, as soon as we can get minerals, we will build the magma conduits. Now, because we're infernal, we do get alloys from our minerals, and we also don't have food. Instead, we have the thermotechnic forms. We're not going to utilize this fact that much in the start, but eventually it will matter. Essentially, the alloys here is just paying for our pops, because we are also thermophile, which means we have an alloy upkeep instead of food. This doesn't change the fact we're building minerals. We need minerals to build up our planets. I 100% recommend minerals for every empire, unless you're going for a hyper-specific alloy or unity rush. Gone are the days of monuments. Now it is minerals. Because of Fire Cult as well, we do get a faction at the start of the game. So we will accept that, look at our factions, and we will promote it. Why not? It's the only faction, but we may as well get all our pops in here because it can give us more unity. And there are some missions. We can't actually do any of them except for enabling resettlement. So we'll do that. Policies and edicts and resettlement is here, and we will click allow. We may as well increase his approval, not improval, and that will increase the effects of unity as more pops join the faction. Now, this is the first thing that will be different depending on your origin. I pretty much 99% of the time think you should try and finish your origin as soon as possible, because it's going to give you a lot of benefits, especially if it's a lore-based one like this. Obviously don't kill yourself to do it, but I think it's worth just finishing it. So what we're going to do is investigate this quickly. If there's an anomaly or a dig site that shows up, build another science ship to actually explore it. We've also found a tomb world, so that's not a guaranteed Habs world, so we're going to ignore that and keep exploring. We will eventually settle them because of Fire Cult allowing us to get benefits below habitabilities, and Tankbound just automatically works basic resources. We can just settle every world, but be careful. Early game, I would just recommend getting your habitables and maybe one extra of your main type. So if you're desert preference and you see a savanna, go for it. But don't go for ocean or tomb world until you can terraform or you get cloning or robot assembly so you can get over that pop hump. So we will just keep exploring. I'm hoping we get one that's nearby, because then we only have to survey one system. And now we have a little bit more minerals incoming. We should try and build a mining station. We are obviously, again, uniquely have 5 alloys here, so we're obviously going to go for that. But we do have to wait 1 more month. There we go, we can build there. And we can actually start to slow down on buying energy. And the first tradition is here. Now, regardless of what you're playing, I think there's 2 options here. You either go mercantile, because trade can be very strong, and you can switch your trade into Unity. If we didn't have 107 like we do, this is very, very, very important to do, because rushing down ascension paths is really strong. You want to get to one of the main 3, well, the only 3. So that's why mercantile is good. It gives you trade from your civilians, it gives you 10% more trade, reduces market fee, it gives you monthly trade. It's just really good. Secondly is prosperity. This is really good because it reduces infrastructure cost. We're going to be doing that a lot early game, building, and increases the speed. It also gives you 5% more resources, reduces upkeep, gives you a little bit more housing and less infrastructure cost. These are mainly later game good stuff, but it also gives you more mining station output and resources from orbital stations. It's just really solid. I don't think expansion is that good anymore. It sounds really good early game because you get more expansion stuff, but if you're playing super wide, maybe. But nah, it's just not great. The pop growth speed, meh. It used to give pops when you settled, it doesn't anymore. Disgusting. People also go discovery. This can be good because it gives you more research alternatives, more survey speed, and reduces upkeep to researchers. However, I don't think going that first is as good as mercantile or prosperity, but it's probably a third good option. I used to go statecraft a lot for the XP, but nowadays I don't really bother. This is still decent to get, but I don't really rush it as levels are not as important, but still can be. And of course, if you are just rushing someone down, supremacy is good. But in our play, I'm actually going to go prosperity because we want to build up our empire as much as we can, and the infrastructure reduction cost is fine, or very good actually. And we have really healthy unity. Our trade isn't, but that's because we are buying stuff. So yeah, we will keep looking. We're building on there. We do want to try and get building as quickly as possible, hence why we're still going down the route of buying minerals. And we have found our first planet. Now what we're going to actually do is build a science ship. Maybe we should have done this earlier, but because I know the origin, we're going to need to explore stuff. But we can also send the science ship to go for this volcanic world, and we found an Arctic world here. That's annoying. We'll keep exploring. And we are getting some origin stuff, that's fine. But what we can now do is actually triangulate the subspace interference, which is the thing we need the science ship for. So if we mark that in our situation log, and you can mark that just with this button here, you can actually see where they all are. And we actually need to do 3 of these. So there's absolutely no point for us going this way. We will go down this way, which is great. And it also gives us vision, which is pretty nice. There's a habitat this way, and an ocean world that way. Okay. Thank you for the information, game. Let's get the science ship and grab a scientist. We may as well go for someone with a cancel trait and the level 2. They can get logistical upkeep too, why not? And we'll put you on as a head of research. because per level they get 2% research speed. A little cheeky optimization there. But they also get that cancel agenda bonus. We'll keep building the mining station. Will we? No, we want to actually build here next. I am very annoyed we have not found our other volcanic world yet. This is not great. You really want to find them quick. But that's fine, kind of. Next, we're going to build the energy so we can stop buying the energy. And then we'll put you on automated construction so they will build on the mineral deposits when we have enough minerals. And we're going to obviously build the infrastructure cost reduction. And a little tip, because we haven't actually started this one, we can actually remove it and then build an energy one. And we save that 10% minerals. It's a small optimization, but everything early game really compounds. So every little min-max you can do, it's going to help you later on. I can't believe we've not found the other planets. This is sad. And our start is expanding, which is going to make this start even worse for us because we are getting less habitability. So you will see some things like negative economies a lot more in this playthrough compared to what you're doing. We can actually now sell our food, stop selling or buying minerals, and now we can go down this left side to reduce upkeep because we don't care about the housing yet. We want to get these resources and upkeep reductions quicker. Yeah, so there's nothing over here, which is great. We'll send you over there. I bet the volcanic world's over here, because of course. And we'll survey these two systems and then research the rest. And again, we want to just always be building, right? Because we're bottlenecked, especially because we don't have pops working these, they're automated. We're just bottlenecked by how quickly we can build. I think our minerals and energy are going to be fine. Our consumer goods and alloys are going to be a bit lacking because we do need to build a fleet for this origin. So let's build a sea district. Sea districts give us jobs based on the zones. So we're getting what the archives gives, which is a bunch of science and fire dancers, which is unity, and then alloys and consumer goods. So the sea district is good just for a bit of everything, which is what we need right now. You can see we are building there, which is great. We can cancel the automation, move here ready to build the outpost, which is nice. And let's get more resources from jobs. I don't really know which one's better, but I feel like resources probably is better than upkeep reduction in the short term for that pick. We are going to go both, but to optimize which one you want first, I think it's the resources. Okay, we've got our pop happiness from our agenda, and now what we're going to do is expand the council. Now there's two plays here, maybe three. You either want to expand the council. This is only if you have civics with really good council positions, or you've gone statecraft. This council position here is what we're aiming for, because for every level we get automated workforce efficiency, which is our basic jobs. We also have oligarch, which is giving us +2 effective council skills, so this is already going to be 3%, and then for every other level it's going to go up because every leader's level 1 already. So that's really nice. Fire cult's also really good because it's going to reduce job upkeep, so it is a kind of toss-up between them, but I feel like automated workforce efficiency is just really nice. Unity is really good if you are struggling for Unity and don't have a civic slot. And then really it's whatever you got from your tradition, which we got Favours Society from Prosperity. This gives specialist job output. And for 10 years on your capital, will give 20% resources for jobs for 10 years. That's really solid. Could be better than the council position, to be honest. But we can get an extra spark of genius on there potentially. And we want to expand again as soon as we can, so we're going to go with that. Okay, let's hope we find our other volcanic world soon. Oh my word. This could be very unlucky. And we are just going to keep exploring with that military ship. There it is. Okay. It is only a couple jumps away, but it's a bit annoying. We'll focus on going this one since we are closer to getting it. And the next tradition, we can grab the upkeep reduction. And then for the contact reports, it's going to depend on your ethics. I don't think it really matters. We'll just go automated colony ships because we might go that tech. If there's a tech you really want, you can grab that. Habitable world survey. If you are exploring a lot and serving, it can pay off, but I'm greedy and I want the Unity now, so let's grab the Unity now, because that will progress us quickly to finish Prosperity, which is going to give us more output, and we get an Ascension perk, which I'm going to go 1 Vision, because it gives us more monthly Unity, which is going to be really nice to keep chugging along finishing traditions, because they can be quite strong, and we can get to Ascensions quicker. I'm going to next queue up, I think, 1 more city district, because I knew we need a little bit more consumer goods and alloys, I think. And I'm going to buy a few consumer goods, because we do want to build that colony ship ready for when we get our volcanic worlds. And if you level up, Spargonius is really solid, so is Council Agenda speed, but we are definitely going that research speed. 1x tech is slow. We really need these techs done so we can get some more research speed. Or just tech in general. After this city district, I think we are just going to build a research lab because it's going to give 60 of each job opposed to 20 for every city district. And I feel like tech really is just quite slow at the minute. Let's grab minerals from jobs as we don't really care about ship build speed right now. We finally finished here. Immediately build, thank you. And I might even get another construct ship to go the other way and get that colony ship. And we will probably replace this with a shipyard, as we are going to want to build a fleet. You will see why. But things are going quite solidly. You can see we're actually running out of pops already. We don't have many civilians to actually fill out jobs, but that should be fine because we can mess about with where people are working. And we'll send you that way, you to improve those, and then you go here. On this system, we are going to build a starbase. Starbases are very strong as we can get our economy from them, like hydrobase and energy or trade. So that is the plan there. Next tradition, there's a couple choices and it's just the ones we haven't gone. Mercantile, discovery, maybe supremacy if you want to be aggressive. I think we're going to go mercantile. And we're not actually going to go it for the Unity, since the Unity's fine. But what we can do is actually go down adaptive economic policies and change our trade into consumer goods, which means we won't have to produce as many on our planets with where we're actually lacking pops. And consumer goods will get out of control because of this origin. It's a little bit of prior knowledge, but we need consumer goods, and mercantile is going to do good at mitigating that. As you can see, we've already gone negative because we've built more science jobs and it's prioritizing these in comparison. For stellar expansion, we will just exploit the phenomenon, and that is going to be a research option, but we're going to wait for Field Dynamics Center to finish. So really we want to get more consumer goods. We want to pump as much trade in. We do not need to buy energy now. We can probably sell a little bit of minerals because we're quite fine on minerals at the minute. It's not actually doing too much. Maybe we sell 3 alloys and 10 minerals. That could help. We can also start building trade hubs, which will give 8 trade of each, and they're going to get buffed by mercantile. Okay, first colony ship is done. We're going to send it to the colony, ready to go, as that's going to be as quick as we can get it up and running. We're still negative on those consumer goods. We can get another outpost going. Keep surveying towards them. So what we could do is favorite the artisan jobs. This is going to reduce other places, or you can manually lower other things. I guess we'll favorite them. For now, we can drop down a bit in alloys and the production overseer, which is part of the tank-bound civic. And basically, these jobs produce us a bunch of unity and automated workforce efficiency. This is kind of the priority I would do it. Maybe we would even get a bit more alloys going, but I do like the unity they produce as we're up to 154, because I believe we're getting more of these jobs for every city district we've built, and we've built a fair few of them. I'm going to build one more energy district because we don't really have the pops for specialists and we're lacking energy, so we may as well. And to be honest, yeah, trickle up economics, not going to do anything. We have no civilians, so we are just going to get adaptive economic policies, and then we will, I guess, we can afford to switch our trade into consumer goods. This is going to tank our energy, because currently our trade is going into energy production. But we can deselect the consumer goods and probably stop buying consumer goods. Yeah, it's still a bit ropey. But we're just going to fiddle with the numbers. As long as we are positive overall, it doesn't matter if we have a negative number. We don't get negatives for that, only when you go to 0 in your stockpile. So just make sure you don't go to 0 in your stockpile. It's that easy. Then have a starbase going. This is going to help us a lot, because now trade is giving us consumer goods. So these starbases are producing us consumer goods, a resource we are struggling with because of our population. It's pretty nice. That research lab has helped bring these numbers down a bit. Once we kind of fix the consumer goods, we can also clear sprawling slums to get 100 pops, which I should have done earlier, to be honest. But that's fine. We can see things are starting to balance out nicely. We might even build another energy grid, just because I don't want to have to buy energy. We can avoid it. We have an option here that's not actually saying it gives us anything, so we'll just go with the spirituals option. Why not? And we do get a first contact. We'll do it. It's not an empire, I believe it's void worms, so we may as well. And remember to keep exploring with the military ship. I think I have been lacking on that front. That's fine. Now build on Gothia, where our first colony will be located, and we will just grab a council trait here, because why not? And then build trade hubs and Hydro Bay. This trade and food is just funding the economy, which is very nice. And things are starting to nicely balance out. We've got positive minerals, but when we actually get these planets, we can basically spam build, because we don't have pops on the worker resources. We can instantly colonize, instantly make a starbase, and build on that. Can build here too. Got another option. We will just grab the Unity. Unity is nice. We can get less market fee, which is probably better than trade from jobs, as we're not producing much trade from jobs. It's mainly from the starbases, and we're actually buying stuff off the market, so that's going to help us there. Now we do have these auxiliary centers, and basically they give thermotechnic mentals, which are a specialist job that have to be worked, and they give 0.6 unity to mining jobs, physics to tech jobs, technician jobs, not tech jobs, engineering to alloy jobs, and society to consumer goods. Now I did try and do this, and the issue with it is it's very expensive. But it will be good later on, so we're not going to build them yet. I think we're going to build another research lab, just because I'm greedy and I want tech. We'll get a Spark of Genius leader for that research speed as well. And we are coming along a little bit. Let's research that. We can now sell a bit more food. We don't need to sell minerals or alloys. To be fair, we just need consumer goods. I'm going to try and buy the maximum amount, which I believe is 21. I'm going to check my Discord in the pinned stuff. Yeah, it's 21 max. We're negative 18 trade, but that should fix with these starbases because they give 8 each. We can even like sell stuff, but I need to get another colony ship up and running as soon as we can, so we need to buy the maximum. Let's just sell some minerals for now, just so we don't go massively negative. And we're pretty fine on minerals, to be honest. -2, but yeah, trade hubs, Hydro Bay, the standard stuff. Remember, that also produces us some consumer goods, which is really nice. So now, yeah, this planet's doing good at prioritizing. We don't really need consumer good jobs that much. This has just gained a bunch of alloys because of the origin. We have one more research to do, and then we can go defeat and keep progressing through the origin. The 60 months off the field dynamic center 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to build our corvette. So because I know what the origin is, the optimal design is actually full shields because they do less to it, and lasers because they have no shields and only armor and hull. These do more. If you're going in blind, just try and match the fleet power or go over it. That should help. And we probably should send this military ship back ready. And we are doing first contacts. We'll upgrade them, and then we will start building them, because that starbase is the last one we can do before we go over cap. You don't want to go over cap because it's going to cost you more energy than it's worth. And first, well, not first, but we need to get a colony ship too. So we're going to save the alloys and building until we have a colony ship done. We found the star mall? Sure. Just a random events can happen. Let's get the trade for civilians, not that it matters, because we have none. And we finally can build a colony ship. And then we may as well come over to our 2 fleets and just build as many as we possibly can now. Now we don't really need that many consumer goods, so we're going to buy some alloys. Because we do need about 800, 900 fleet power of them. Hence why we're sending this one back, because that's 61 fleet power worth. Will save us a bit. And we're just going to go and explore with the rest. Well, not the rest, but that science ship, so we can maybe find another planet this way. To be fair, there is an ocean world, but that's not going to help too much. Oh, my game just lagged a bunch. And we get a black hole spawn part of the origin. Here we are going to take our spirituous option, which gives us 2000 unity, which is pretty nice. Again, we're getting through mercantile very nicely. And then what we'll do, I guess, there's a friendly fleet here. Oh, it's Star Mall. Because we've explored so much. Can we settle in the Star Mall? I've never had this, to be fair. Well, we may as well survey there, I guess. I mean, this is a really nice choke point, long line of systems, so we'll send that side ship to survey, and then this construction ship can follow behind it. It'll be nice to build more star bases, I guess. The star's hungry, giving us some more unity, which means that we can get trade from jobs. Why not? And we now have the influence to build on here. And to be fair, now we can go isolationist because we've done our expansion. Our critical expansion's done. Now we may as well get the 10% unity. Consumer goods, this is not happy, the consumer goods. Why? It's probably just shifting more off, which is a bit annoying. I should probably not have built corvettes and done trade first on the Hydra Bay. Can't do first contacts, and we will build here. Maybe I didn't need to construct ships, but they will come in use later on. Okay, this is trying to export all the way back there, so we will just say no, don't do that. Maybe we should survey up to here, because this is a good choke point. But you can see information's key. We know we don't need to survey and construct in all of these systems. We can set ourselves up a nice little choke point before we go ahead and expand more. Let's colonize this planet. We've almost got our first tech. 1x is so slow. So damn slow. This ship's almost back. We still need more corvettes, which is worrying. We just don't have enough pops. Everything kind of is going into Unity. I think we can just kind of curb back the production overseers a little bit so they work other things. Just make sure we don't have any unemployed by doing that. We do have 92, so we can work a couple hundred more. There we go. To be fair, we don't need this. We do want to stockpile consumer goods because it's going to go negative. So we will just keep buying that many. And we can maybe curb the mineral selling because we are going to get planets up soon. And we finally have the physics. Research option will go for energy. I know we're using lasers, but we don't really want to go too gung-ho early on. So we'll focus on the economy first. And then we want to do our situation, which we've been avoiding, for thermal exploitation. And on here, we want to do the field dynamics center because it's going to give us +1 to our physicists, of which we have 200. And it's going to give us 200 more. So that is going to be very nice, to be fair. And we'll just keep building corvettes until we have about 900. Void worms, we will just say fascinating creatures. Remember, first contacts give you influence too. So that's pretty nice for expansion. Colonies up. We're going to instantly get rid of the colonists. Because we don't like colonists. This has 14 energy and 18 minerals. And this planet here has 15 energy. So you can see This is going to be our energy world. This is going to be minerals for now. Eventually we will specialize them. Most likely the mineral one will give us consumer goods. And society's done. We did not get the research thing, which is really annoying. We have two choices. We can either go for a quick attack to try and re-roll it, or we go Edict Fund, which will be useful. We'll go Edict Fund, because it's useful. Let's combine you up. You're at 600. I want a few more ships before we go in. But we can finish Mercantile now, which is great. Great news. We're now getting 10% monthly trade, which is going to help a lot. And we are going to go Tech Ascendancy for the 10% research speed, which will show up in our policies and edict. You can also change that to just a specific category to get more chances to it. I don't usually mess with it. I just like the flat 10% research speed, to be honest. But that's just me. If you know what you're doing in the game, you can optimize your techs if you are rushing a specific thing. But I think just re-rolling more is useful, to be honest. But as you can see, we've set up our economy quite nicely. Science is not great, but it's getting there. 1x definitely slows it down, hence why I don't usually play on 1x tech, because we've done, what, 2 technologies in 8 years? It's a bit insane. And I have been building tech. It's not like I've ignored it. But our physics should start speeding up now we have that building. This is a 33-month tech. This still has 20 months left. Just to show you the scale of that. Okay, we are going to build an energy district here just because our energy sucks. And remember, because of what we have here, tank bound, we instantly get the jobs. This is good for our basic resource production, but on your capital, you would not be suffering with specialist jobs because you'll have more pops to start with. There's trade-offs. That's just how it is in Stellaris. I can't always predict what build everyone's going to play and tell you exactly what it is, but I'm giving you the tools to mess this around. Probably you would still want to do the same here, but you can't spam jobs because you need to wait for jobs to fill up. You always want room for your pops to grow into, but don't spam too much because each district has a upkeep, but it can still help. Okay, we can sell 50 food, which is really nice. I think we're getting there to actually progress. We do have a time limit because we don't want to blow up. I mean, we will want to blow up, but we will take Molten Core too. Why not? Living metals. Wow, that's really good. That's very nice. That's just random luck, but there we go. I think we'll build... no, we can go in after these ships. Yeah. Let's go in. Let's get some combat going. 900 of max counted ships. We've also found someone over here. This is an empire, you can tell because they are surveying planets and only empires can do that. So we definitely want to try and get to this choke point as soon as possible. Down here we've not really seen anyone. We can get ready to build there, but we wanted to aim for here. They're surveying it, so let's try and get that quickly. And they have 1.1k, but again, we are countering them massively, so we will fire on them. Hopefully we don't lose any ships. We should be fine. And they are dead. What we're going to do is translate their language. That's for the path that we want. We do need to send this science ship back. Once he's done with that... Actually, it's a sheets, Catherine. We will research this one first too. Then the debris. And now we have a fleet that we don't care about, but at least we have a fleet. Let's be peaceful with our allies. We're not going to antagonize them. We'll kill them when we know we can. And we will build on here, but as soon as this survey's done, we're going to want to build there. Just in case they move a construction ship in here. That is probably the smart play. Our governor here. Oh, we can get pop growth speed. Now, we don't have food from jobs, but 5% pop growth speed we will take. We will definitely take that. Okay, this is almost done. 8 months. We will just start building a sea district, but we can always build there. And again, we always want to be building on these planets, so you can queue up. If you don't have the minerals, just remember to always be building. It's very important. And for our third ascension, there's a lot you can go with. If you're scared and you think you're going to have to battle someone, Supremacy is really good. If you're greedy, like me, I'm going Discovery. Just because we do want to get a lot of tech going. And the upkeep reduction on research is really nice. And so is research speed, so let's go discovery. Let's get ship upkeep reduction. Can't even speak. And we are going to save our influence because it costs 75 for this system. I mean, this system is not that valuable. This is also a choke point, but I'm greedy. I want it. I want it, damn it. And who knows, up here could be something good. We haven't actually explored there. Our information's not perfect. As you can see, our pop growth is dire. It's borderline nothing. And we have a Blue Lotus project. On Gothia Prime, alloy production for the alloy jobs goes up, but the energy goes up. We will do that. We're not going to utilize it yet, but we'll do it. Now, I'm kind of worried that I've messed up the settings for pop growth, because that pop growth was really bad. No, it's still 5 and 0.25, which is the standard. So, who knows? Who knows? Let's keep it going. We have really set up nicely. Still, tech is awful. The materials workshop should come in and really help that. What is the pop growth on here? It's a lot better. To be fair, it's because we have such low pops. Really, we should try and resettle. We cannot afford it, apparently. It does cost a lot of energy because we have sedentary. Collateral damage. Blue Lotus is a thing we can do. Oh, it's got a timer on it? Sure. Actually, we'll wait for that tech to be done because we can get this in 8 months. Let's now do assembly patterns. This is going to give our automated workforce efficiency 15% bonus and give us the automation building, which is really going to help because we're going to have a lot of energy, and that means we can free up our specialists because we, of course, suck with specialists. And something really good about this combination with Fire Cult is when we're below 50% habitability, we get Fire Oracles. This origin reduces our habitability, so we just get Fire Oracles, which is going to boost our Unity up by even more. So I've really not had to focus on Unity. And what I love is civics and stuff that lets you ignore a certain aspect because you can plow everything else into whatever. We're going to go for provide them with Sanctuary for the 400 pops because, remember, we are struggling. We are struggling with pops. Can we open these up? Nope. We just have so many production overseers. It is mental. You can have 100. Okay, we've finished the project here. What we're going to do is continue siphoning. This is going to give us physics and dark matter for an energy upkeep, but that's fine. We also don't have food. We can stop buying alloys, stop selling this. I guess we buy monthly energy? Not that much, though. But what we can do, actually, because now we're going to be getting dark matter, we can actually sell dark matter monthly, which is going to really help our trade out. Let's sell 3 of them, which is the max for rare resources. And we are basically making our planet implode, which is great. Let's resettle. We may as well resettle these guys over. I don't know if that actually helps with pop growth, but there we go. There's some pops for you. Maybe you can grow a little bit quicker. Debris are done. We will survey. And I have completely forgotten about this. They have a construction ship coming in. We haven't actually finished the surveying. So they're probably going to get this first. Oh, they absolutely are. Well, you go and explore instead then. Yeah, they're building an outpost. That is fine. Okay, we finished this. Energy grid is really, really good tech. It's going to let us expand this out with specialization and buff it up with edicts in the building. But first we wanted to do this project. And the star is ever so slowly expanding, and not very slowly. It is going to destroy us. And you can see our consumer goods very much suck right now. Maybe we favourite that now, actually. And we reduce the overseers. I just hate how it's not... I can't prioritise up more than one thing. I'd like to do 1 on consumer goods, 2 on this 3, 4 sort of thing. How sick would that be? Yeah, they've got an outpost there. That's fine. We'll just expand this way. Oh, they've gone aggressive to us. That's not good. What I'm actually going to do is not do the first contact with them, just in case they are super aggressive. That's going to buy us time. Because we are about to have an awful shock to our economy. Now, this is energy, spam energy. Put your generator world on so it builds quicker. We should have done that here with the mining world. It also gives more output for them. Yeah, habitability is going down, which is increasing at consumer goods. We'll get enforcers, but I don't think it's going to matter. We're just trying to get as many damn tech as we can while we can. I've massively messed up there. They're being cruel to us. Great. Let's go down this right tree first to get the upkeep reduction, which is mainly going to save us consumer goods. And our star is about to blow up. Oh, they took our... Well, they murdered our construction ship that was just peacefully building. How dare you. And our capital has gone stellar nova. We'll acknowledge this because we cannot afford to restore our home. And now we have the primordial spark class F star. And it has kind of destroyed our planet here with minus 80% habitability. We can build Ember Legions though. How cool is that? We might actually just build a few of them because I think our habitability gets fixed and we can only build Ember Legions below 20% habitability. So I'm just going to build them. Why not? Yeah, everything's on fire. Let's not buy energy monthly, let's buy a bulk load. We should fix energy because we just got our energy planet up and running, which is very nice, but we did lose a lot of pops. We can't really fix our crime, so let's just lean into that. Reduce that. Production overseers, please. I just want tech. What we're going to do is we're going to negotiate with crime lords to give us 10 stability. That'll bump us up a little bit there. But everything else kind of sucks. We can try and build luxury residents to get a bit more amenities. They don't use jobs. And we're not using the building slots. So we may as well. Okay. My main priority is just getting the research jobs researching, really. How are you producing 58? I guess because we're getting 200% here and 30%. Energy, physics, whatever it is going burr. The annoying thing is the automated people. They give stuff. This will be fixed. We just kind of have to wait. So we shall. Oh, they fully killed our other scientists. That's annoying. I'm going to get another science ship so we can start doing the anomalies and stuff. Yeah, our energy sucks. Maybe we build one more there. If only I didn't do the situation, but I think it's worth maybe in the long run. I don't really know what it does, but it was time limited. We had to do it. Normally research speed, and then you can investigate anomalies. Maybe you start with an easier one, level 4. Do the level 3, and then the level 3. So they're not mounting on our border or anything. I don't think they're a devouring hive or whatever. I think they're just aggressive, which should go in our favour, hopefully. We can now expand the council and get that automated workforce efficiency, which is going to be really nice. Get other scientists on that. And I think we go for that monthly unity now. I think it is worth. Now, annoyingly, we don't have many planets. I don't think habitats have many base resources, which is why we'd want a lot of planets. And this is the thing that we are going for. The spark of the crisis. We can investigate this further, which is going to uncover crystallized entropy and allows us to get the crisis perk. But we're not going to go it third because we need an ascension first, and you need quite a lot of alloys to go down it, and our economy is in shambles. The only annoying thing about this rush is that because you have to blow up your world, your economy sucks to take advantage of it. It is recovering, ever so slowly. But, like, we lost pops as well, which sucks. Found ruthless capitalists. We will be friends, yes? You are down here. Well, they're not crime. Oh, they're imperial. Okay. I thought they were going to be a megacorp. We could have utilized that a bit more. They've instantly closed borders. Great. Well, we will try and improve with them. Mainly so we just don't die. Dying is not fun. I can confirm. And we're just going to keep building geothermal power plants here to just try and cure the energy. We've lost so much somehow. It's not our planet dying or anything. I just realised we've been on normal since I resumed and checked. Starlight got personal developments. Nice. You will be an admiral and an artillerist. That damage and tracking. Just in case we need to go to war, at least we've got a level 5 military leader. I guess because our capital's burning so much, we can just build energy, since we are not going to be building anything else here. And then a luxury residence. We just don't have the pops yet. Clone vats would be very nice, but we just don't have the tech. Especially because they all died. Okay, we're going to stop alloys. Just go all production overseas, please. We're just going to keep mass buying energy. The Nova's now been mitigated, so our habitability gets recovered. And now we have a full spectrum alchemy on Kafia Prime, giving us even more alloys per job, which is... I guess it's decent later on, but for now, it does not help. Definitely doesn't help now. But that's fine. We're eventually going to turn our capital purely into tech, so we may as well get a civilian industry ready on here. And we have found Korean Prime. We're a xenophobe authoritarian. Like us? They're hostile and immediately closed. Well, I'd rather improve with you. We found the Rubicrator, which gives us a relic quilt. That's not bad. Sparkle Genius, yes please. We've got the automated tech as well, which is really nice. And I think this does apply to automation, the worker pop resource output. But it's also going to help us get robots, which we desperately need to eventually get them to be specialists, which will help. But what we can do, screw this luxury residence, we can now automate 25% of all of our city district jobs. We are absolutely 100% going to do that everywhere, because it's just going to free up pops. 25% of all of these will be done and working. We really need that massively. Okay, keep surveying. So how many pops do we actually have? 3.2 thousand. It's nothing. We only have 140 tech. I know it's not great, but if you didn't have this origin, your tech numbers would be far better. Spiritual extraction, sure. Research speed, yeah. We're actually up to like 34, 39% research speed. It's not bad. It's governability, that's, yeah, we were expecting that. Old Shrines event, sure. We're just going to do all the events today. Why not? And I mean, we have 4 Dark Matter. Our economy is really nice. Our Unity production's pretty good too. And we're just doing all these events. It's just, a capital here sucks. We do have that automation now, and as you can see, we are now finally working a lot of our jobs. We've even got unemployed pops. If we put this to max, what happens? I just hate... Why does it prioritize our production overseers? I don't want every single person on production overseers. It's annoying. Stop it. We're up to 70 stability now. Devastation is still 49%, which is reducing our output by 49%. So we're... Basically, we'd be double on these tech numbers. We'd be at like 300. I mean, we could still... Please, work the engineers, I beg of you. That's going to help. Not colonists. And we can start doing that on these buildings, planets. So they're going to automate on here. 25%. It's going to tank our energy a bit, but that's why we have energy worlds. We'll get generate support, which will give 20% per district. And I mean, we can now just buy the monthly at 42. We're buying consumer goods, which we don't really need to do anymore. We're just making it look pretty good. I do want this relic world. I don't actually know what happens if we get it. Like, I don't know if it's bad or not. But that will be something we find out. Yeah, this planet's now producing us 171 energy. How mental is that? I do like how, like, this is going to be very different if you're not playing this exact build, but you'll still use a lot of the tips and other things we've used to actually use that. We're going to go blue laser now so we can try and get disruptors, as disruptors are very good against the AI, and it's locked behind it. We found United Kelburn Union. Again, we'll be friendly. They're down here. No one really likes us. That's fine. Fund is almost done. And we did get, of course, the energy grid upgrade, which means we can put capacity subsidies on, giving us 50% more energy. Now that means we're now at 151. And we can upgrade this for energy generation. So per district, we're going to get 100 more jobs. That is crazy. We're going to build that everywhere. And what we can then do is actually start to just spam city districts on our capital for more and more archives, which is going to give us tech. We will eventually want to change that into research though. But fire dancers and production overseers are producing us some nice stuff. It's going to keep increasing that by 100. We will pursue the Grand Archive because we can get living metals, trade from jobs, and rare crystals. That is pretty nice. But please, yes, Xenobiological Lab, we need that. You can see our tech starting to ramp up now. We're actually getting some stuff going. They've declared rivalry against us. Please stop. We should probably build a spy network so we can actually see how strong they are, and I think we're going to have to build a starbase. Even though we're going over cap, our energy is really good now. Let's reduce our upkeep. That's going to free up consumer goods. They are making claims against us now. That's really annoying. Do I really have to build ships? I don't want to build ships. We'll go to our max of 20 to try and put them off. You are going to annoy me if I have to do that. Let's get energy grids on these for 20% more output. Yeah, we're at 242 energy now. And 367, sorry. Let's get robots. Robots themselves are not going to do anything because we don't actually have to work them, but they will be really good for you if you don't have automation, because they will then work those jobs. Slightly a greedy play. Research speed up. And we're going to build gun battery and communication jammer here. I don't know, maybe target uplink's better. Put target uplink instead. I'm just kind of doing these researches because maybe it gives us something good. I do want to try and get these two systems. But hey, we might have to go murder, and that's fine with me because getting more planets would just benefit us. They have 2.8k on our border with... Oh no. Ooh. Let's get unity from this event. Yeah, they have an army and 2.8k. That's not great. That's really bad. So we're going to have to reinforce all. We should have gone supremacy then. We've got blue lasers now too. We need the research speed. I am kind of playing like quite aggressive with that. They are not going here. Maybe it's just a show of force to scare us. It's to scare us. Let's cancel this because I do want to actually change our design because this is not good against AI. Probably want a mass driver and an armor. I would imagine. That would be quite good. Why didn't anything change? Oh, it didn't save properly. Mass driver, armor. Just so we've got some shield damage and some armor. Upgrade those. Because really I do want to not go to war. Because going over our starbase and naval capacity is just annoying. But if we have to do it, we have to do it. Should put map the stars on too. And we have so much energy, let's reduce pop consumer good upkeep and education campaigns. Build that. You will do that. You will survey here. But yeah, Grand Admiral no scaling, you can just die if you don't have a ship. Because they are just so aggressive. It is annoying, but that is just sometimes what happens. We're just going to build more energy jobs. And then clear that blocker. We can clear blocker here too. And we keep building city districts and clearing blockers. Tech, again, not good. But you should probably be a bit more ahead on that tech front. You should not have this much devastation. You will have more pops. Because our pops kind of suck right now, because it's not working the research jobs the whole time. And really, you should maybe change this into research. You should maybe have this as industry instead of civilian, but just going for the consumer goods right now, because I do think we need allies against these guys. Do they have another fleet? They have 2 50Ks. They're at war with someone else. That's interesting. Well, I'm glad it's not us. Let's get the unity. And let's go for the specialist output. And I think we can play a little risky before the 20-year mark. Actually, never mind. I thought it was materials. We do not have academic privilege, so can't change that. But if you do have materials, you can switch to academic privilege, which will increase your consumer goods, increase your researcher efficiency, which could be good. The lowest has eaten itself. Allies produced for mineral jobs. Wait, is that not this planet? It is. That's really nice. Because that's what we're producing there. We are producing 50 alloys now. Not bad. We will grab basic combat roles. Do we go say districts here? I do want our consumer goods to be fixed from here so we can make our capital purely into research. Yeah, energy. Energy is very good. More research speed. I'm gonna not let this be random. We have thing we want Ferris Manors elected because I want as many scientists as possible. So I'll elect them. And you can be specialists. But we want to put a scientist on here to fully go into that scientist world. More XP. They're level 4. Sure. More minerals from jobs. More science. And then we'll put our governors on these worlds. And that's because whoever's on the sector leader will propagate their effects. Scientists give more research, whereas governors give more resources. And we don't want research on the planets that aren't doing research, so we can overwrite that by putting a governor on these planets. Which should, if we let one more month tick over, because I am greedy, you can see we're up to 200 tech. Again, not good tech numbers, but everything else is very good. We might be at war eventually. We can also colonize this planet, so we may as well. I'm going to call it there. Episode 2 is already up for $5 members. It's greatly appreciated if you do sign up, but there's no pressure. Free content and the standard edited stuff is always coming out, and there's also 2 other series up that you can fully binge if that's not enough content for you for the members. You also get early access to videos. Thank you so much. I'll see you there.